Greetings to all melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy. It's really a blessing. It's really an honor to be out here in nature and really listen to the song of this river, knowing that this river has a certain frequency, vibration and energy, and so are we also, and how we are to align ourselves with nature, and that in order to discover the Creator, you have to come to realize that you can't know the Creator by education, but it's by divine revelation. And when you come to understand by divine revelation, you come to realize that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. Thus the reason why the Bible tells you, when you believe God to be some power or someone outside of yourself, that you are a fool. And it says that the fool said in his heart that there is no God. It is saying the fool would say things like, I am a child of God, but I am not God. The fool would say, I am not God, because I never created the sun and the moon and the stars. Because that person failed to realize that the name of God is I am. I am that I am. I am whatever I believe myself to be. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Because it is your thoughts that is creating your reality. Now, the reason why I choose to speak to you concerning the Bible is not literal, fool. It is because it is foolish for you to believe that the Bible is literal and that you can check the laws of nature. For example, the divine law of reproduction is that every seed and every species must reproduce after its own kind. And every species and every seed, those who are religious believe that it came from God. And that God has put everything that you see in here in place. And that God will come back and break that same thing that He put in place. For they will turn to me and say that they are a child of God, but they are not God. Yet, if you plant pumpkin, you will reap pumpkin. If you plant watermelon, you will plant watermelon. Therefore, if the Bible is literal, and that same life that was in Jesus Christ is in you, and Jesus Christ was a literal man who walked the earth 2,000 years ago and walked on literal water, then you will have to walk on literal water too. And if you take literal water and turn it into wine, you'll have to take literal water and turn it into wine also. That's the reason why I wrote a book called How to Turn Water into Wine, to show you that the Bible is not literal. There's nothing in the Bible that is literal. And Galatians 4:24 tell you all these stories, they're just allegories. So you need to check out the meaning of the word allegory. You need to think more logically. For the Bible also said that you shall be above and not beneath. You shall be the lender and not the borrower. And you have to ask yourself, where you at financially speaking? Then you will have to believe that a literal fish swallowed a literal man named Jonah, and that a literal donkey spoke to a man named Balaam thousands of years ago. But my brother and my sisters, the Bible have no reference to any event that took place upon earth thousands of years ago, or to anyone who existed thousands of years ago. The Bible is only addressing the human psyche. It's just teaching you everything have to do with the imagination. Because you cannot tell me of one thing that was done in the Bible that wasn't for psychological, that wasn't for a thought. So my brother and my sisters, if you do not understand the law of mentalism, then you will act stupid and you will believe in stupidity, and you will not be able to reason logically, because you do not even understand that your words are thought express. So you will be speaking and saying to me that the Bible is not psychological, yet you're speaking to me. That's to show you the level of ignorance. Because words have to be for psychological. It doesn't first be a thought. Everything is of the mind. So everything you read in the Bible, it is telling you of the mind of man. All of your actions upon the face of this earth is because of your thinking. And everything that you see being created upon the face of this earth, it is a manifestation of a thought. It is your thought being solidified. That's why they speak about mind over matter. Mind was before matter. So my brother and my sisters, when the Bible tells you that you must call those things that are not as though they were, it is telling you that your thought is what is creating your reality. When you tell you faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, it is telling you is you must be loyal to the unseen, the things that you're not seeing, but you're going to do action towards that which you believe in, and you're going to manifest. It is telling you everything that you see around you, it was first invisible, be made visible. So everything around you is actually spiritual, being manifest in the physical, and your body is the manifestation of the house of God that God resides in, or your imagination resides in. That is why there's only one God, and there's only one creator, and there's only one creative power. There's no other creative power in this world outside of imagining. So my brother and my sister, it is so foolish for anyone, any part of the world to believe that the Bible is literal and they cannot do all of these things that the Bible said that they're supposed to do literally. Because it's not literal, my brother and my sister. So it's time to wake up. So I just want to send this message out to those who believe that the Bible is literal, and for those in whom this message has been resonated with, to take this message and to share it with people, you know, their loved ones who still believe that the Bible is literal, and who still believe in a talking donkey, and who still believe that a man was down in a belly of a fish, you know, and those who believe a man actually literally walk on water and literally turn water into wine, and that man has blonde hair and blue eyes and so on. And the Bible tell you in 2 Corinthians 13:5, say, don't you know yourself? You're so stupid, you're so foolish. Don't you know that Jesus Christ is in you? Don't you know that Jesus Christ is the creative power in you? Don't you know it's just a symbol or a personification of the human imagination? That's why it says in St. John 1:3 that without him there's anything made that was made, and all things were made by him. Don't you know everything that was made was first imagined, and everything else that ever going to be made must first be imagined? So my brother and my sisters, I'm asking you to share this message to those who still holding on to the Bible and believing that the Bible is literal, and ask them to tell you or to tell me of one thing in the Bible that wasn't for psychological, one thing that was done in the Bible that wasn't for psychological, or to tell you or tell me one thing in this world that was made that wasn't first imagined, or one thing that ever going to be made that must not first be imagined. You know, so my brothers and my sisters, there's so much things that we can take from the Bible and show these people that they are delusional, but we just want to do it in love. So feel free to share this video with them. And if you are a Christian who believe that the Bible is literal, feel free to challenge me. But before you challenge me, you have to first tell me if whatever you want to write to me or type to me or even say to anyone, whether is it for psychological or not, if your word isn't a force, a thought expressed. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much, and I want to encourage those of you in whom this message has been resonated with to continue to support this work in whatever way you can. And we have books in paperbacks and books also in ebook form. And we ask of you to support the work. The link is right down below for you. And for those who like to support our clothing line, you can support a clothing line. You know, you can have a t-shirt saying, you know, I'm no longer a stupid Christian. Okay, you can have a t-shirt saying imagination creates reality and so on. You know, we have lovely hoodies for you, and we have the pillows and so on that you can use to remind you that you are to go to bed consciously and awake consciously also. Now, even if you want to support us also, Patty and we will be quite grateful also. I have quite a few people, I mean, I can count the amount on one hand, who will be really supporting us, and Patty, and we are quite grateful for those who have been supporting. We know more will come and support this work, because it would be of help to them if they would be a doer and not just a hearer, and would be able to give. So I'll be able to put myself in place whereby I can go more in depth and go into more in-depth teaching, where I can teach for 30 minutes, where I can teach for an hour and so on, where I can even go live and so on, and you know, and devote more of myself to this work. Okay, so with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to now give you this sign of Matthew 6:22, where it says, if I be single, your whole body will be full of light. And I'm saying to you, this message of the third eye, this message of the single eye, is the true method of self-realization. And when you have that experience, you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N and the S-O-N. And you will come to realize it is dawning of a new day in your life. It's a new experience. And you will come to realize that without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. And that we melanated people are the people of the sun. Therefore, let us use our mind power to achieve our every desire, and come to realize that the Bible is not literal, but it is psychological, and it will bring you to understand your eternal story, which is the true salvation. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you, I'm out.